address food defense and security for a plant. They identified food processing as a potential weakness that terrorists could hit, the population by tampering with or whatever food. So we have an SOP here, and one of the things we're supposed to do is do annual training, and we've never really done that with office staff. We do it with our food safety training that we do with our production employees and such every year, and new hires. So I'm just going to really go through this. There's not, the most important things for all of us to remember, because we have a secure plant and we have procedures in place for when we're receiving raw materials and ingredients and packaging, approved vendors, that type of thing. We have all these things covered. Now we have a nice secure plant. There's a lot of us that were here when you could walk in the building any door, any time of the day. Anybody could do it. There was no security. Now we have the, the proximity things, and we have that type of thing. Alarms, we've increased our security, camera, videos. We have a more modern digital system now, that type of thing. The most important thing for us to remember day to day is that if we ever see anything that we think is just suspicious, out of the ordinary, people hanging around or whatever, and also being aware that we just don't want anybody into the building. If somebody shows up, oh yeah, come on in, and then you let them take off on their own, things like that. And if you do see something and you are curious or suspicious, tell somebody about it. That's the important thing. Tell somebody in management, Dawn or Dennis or me or somebody, or Wes, Jim, somebody, and then we can kind of take a look and say, oh no, he's the, or she's the this or the that or whatever, don't worry about it, everything's okay. Or we can at least address it and prevent any problems if there are any problems. This SOP, it's lengthy and wordy, not because I wrote it, but and it covers all different things, management and the plant, ingredients, process, mail and packages, and computers. Plus we have a pretty secure computer system with our networks and that type of thing, whatever you want to call them. I don't know the terminology, but the training programs that we have, which is real important. And it says here, all employees shall be informed that they should immediately address or communicate to any manager any suspicious activities or suspicious persons on or about the premises. Terminated employees is another thing. Contractors and visitors, we have procedures in place, the sign-in logs, that type of thing. Okay, and we're not supposed to let any new vendors or contractors just be wandering around on their own. They're supposed to be accompanied by somebody and made aware of the different, we have all these different zones in the plant that are restricted access. You just can't walk in, you know how it is. You have to at least put the boots on and the hairnets and the smocks and washing hands and all that. So we don't want people to be going in and out of rooms without some sort of supervision or something. The plant security measure that I mentioned. The locked spices and the locked packaging and secured packaging, we've made some improvements there, okay? Ingredients and packaging, utilities, though the Belfast City Water, I have it tested twice a year, and then we also receive their annual report and keep that on file. And that not only satisfies, the auditors, but at least it gives us more of a knowing that the water is safe. The filtered air in the processing room is another thing that we do. Hazardous materials, we have a lot of SOPs in place so that our, and the training also with our employees, but everything is supposed to be labeled, covered. It's supposed to be in a secure area. We have secure fire lockers for flammables, things like that. So we have a lot of that type of coverage. Glass, we have eliminated most of the glass from our processing areas, and the maintenance guys do a glass and brittle plastics program where they do their walkthroughs and inspect, and they keep a log of what's going on with that. Pest controls, we have a pest control thing, so we're not using a bunch of pesticides and baits and stuff, you know, just randomly, and we're in control there. Process securities, we have all kinds of SOPs and procedures in place that every day, so that we're not jeopardizing our products that way. And then, like I said, the warehouse and that we have is pretty secure, and our traceability programs that we can trace our finished goods, ingredients, raw materials, packaging, so that's all part of it. But then tamper-evident packaging, crisis management, we have a crisis plan, we have a team, we have phone numbers, and all that in place. And if any of you are bored out of your minds and ever want to read any of this stuff, it's right there on the shared drives. I can show you where to get that. Again, the most important thing, if you see anything, or there's somebody hanging around, or if you just wondering or suspicious, let somebody know, and we can address it. So. And y'all got to sign this roster. That will show an auditor that we went through this.
We were here, we were awake.